Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Happy Holidays. This is our December series where every day this month I'm going to be bringing you money tips, money tools, and great wealth building gift ideas that you can either ask for or receive, right? You can ask for and receive them, or you can actually gift them to your family this season. And tonight, I am coming to you, talking to you from the topic of the importance of financial literacy at a young age. Let me tell you, there are so many statistics that talk about, that reinforce this topic that you would think it would be an easy sell. But there's so much more work that we need to do. And that's where I come in. My name is Holly Reed of the Master Playbook, and I'm on a mission to help close the financial education gap and to close the wealth gap that exists in America. And I can only do that in partnership with you. Yes, parents, I'm talking to you. If you are a parent with school-age kids, then I invite you personally to join this journey. Join me on this journey, on this movement, as I, again, look to close that financial education gap and really give our kids that financial education so that they can build a solid foundation before they are out on your own. So tonight, I have a special guest joining me. I have a special guest joining me, and I'm going to invite her to our live. And I'm going to invite her to our live as soon as I figure that out. So come on, Dr. Michelle, you are here with me here, but I want to get you on Instagram live as well. So I don't know if you need to say, invite me in, but let's do this. Let's try that again. And while we are doing that, I'm going to share a little bit about Dr. Michelle. All right. Dr. Michelle, I'm looking for you. It says you have joined. All right. And so Dr. Michelle is a good friend. We have been working together. She has actually been helping me with some data information. She loves sharing her wealth of knowledge and life experiences to actually help business owners like me scale and grow their businesses. And so she speaks from a number of topics, a lot around collecting meaningful data for your organization. And specifically, the ways that she has helped me is helping me with collecting data so I can tell better stories to you and just show you the impact of our programming, which we know is so important. I know y'all want to see the results, and I'm going to give them to you. I'm going to give you the results. You're going to see the transformation. You're going to see your mindset shifts with your kids so that they aren't just throwing your money away, but now they're going to be using it wisely. So I invited Dr. Michelle on our live today, and I still don't see you on my Instagram. I'm trying to get you in here, add you as a moderator.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to do both because the audio is a little delayed, and we're gonna be talking. It's gonna be 4 people talking.
Oh yeah, that sucks. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do for my Instagram family. If you guys want to either jump over to Facebook, to my Facebook page, the Master Playbook, you can jump on if you're in my Facebook community. Or if you want to join me on YouTube Live, we are also going live there. So everywhere at the Master Playbook, because I really want you guys to hear what Dr. Michelle has to say. So go on over, join us on one of those platforms, Facebook, YouTube, at the Master Playbook, and we will see you guys there. All right. All right. See y'all soon. Okay, Dr. Michelle. So let's jump into this. We know now that you have a heart, you have a heart for teaching, just like me. And while you started your career talking to other people about money, what you do now is so important, just helping people manage, organize their data so that they can tell better stories and so that they can make some wise business decisions from that information, right? Yep. And I'm gonna ask you a little bit more about your business only because you've been so helpful to me. If there are any other business owners on here, I want to make sure that they know exactly how to get in touch with you. But tonight's topic is all about financial literacy at a young age. And so I just had some questions for you because I know you have an awesome story to tell, right? And so
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you, for you and your childhood, when you think about it, what parent shared the most money advice with you? Was it your mom or your dad?
So growing up, it would be my mom. I grew up in a single parent household. And so she was like the 98% example we had. But she did a really great job of not just saying what we should do. Like, people say, like, do as I say, but, not as I do. Like, she was both. She would
Yeah.
tell us things and she would also model that behavior all the way down to, child, we was doing our taxes on paper. We had a
What?
job. Yes, we were doing our taxes and getting a refund when we were
I
teenagers.
love it.
So we learned very early how to do our taxes. So when I got off my own, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do this taxes thing. It was very easy for me to just jump in and do it. We would get allowance. She started giving us allowance at an early age too. And just I understand, man. Let me tell y'all this quick story. I ran out of money one time in my life, and I never did it again. We got an allowance, and I remember I wanted to go to the school dance, y'all, but I didn't have no more money. I don't know where I spent my money on. Like, I mean, I'm like 12. I have no idea where the money was, but I didn't have none. I probably spent on the vending machines. That's probably what it was. I didn't have any money to go to the dance, and I couldn't ask my mom for more. I couldn't be like, well, mom, can I have more? Can you have money to go to the dance? Because she would be like, well, what allowance I gave you? Because that's what it's for. It wasn't a mandatory expense. It wasn't for like anything special. I didn't need any going on a field trip. I didn't need a calculator. It was some fun stuff, and that's what your allowance is for. Child, I learned my lesson. I went to every school dance after that. I tell you that. Because it was just teaching responsibility of like, this is your money that you need to learn how to manage. If you run out, that's on you. You're gonna have to wait a whole next month.
I love it.
More.
I love it because and what you're describing, when I talk to most adults, they either fall into two camps, right? They fall into the camp where my parents were on top of it. They made sure I knew all the things. They incorporated it in our everyday activities and errands and really made me feel and own and take ownership and be accountable. Or people fall in camp two where they're like, my parents didn't say anything. They didn't teach me half the things, and I just had to learn from it through trial and error as an adult, right? And so it sounds like you fall in camp one. Is that right?
I do.
Well, tell us a little bit more about some other things that your mom made sure she imparted to you. And it's at a young age, because you already said y'all were 12 years old doing your taxes, doing mock taxes. And getting
that was like teenage years.
Okay.
We were getting allowance very young, and even for those out there that are believers, she had us learn how to tithe at a very early age as well. So as soon as we get an allowance, birthday money, this is what you do. And so I was doing that all my childhood up into adulthood. So when I told people like, well, how did you go to college? My tag used to be debt free with 3 degrees. Like, how do you have 3 degrees and no student loan debt? Part of that was all the seeds that she taught me how to sow all throughout my years. So my harvest was go to school for free. So it's little things like that. Being
that's
able
huge.
to,
I know you calling it little, but that's huge. Yes, 3 degrees and no debt. That's awesome.
No student loan debts. My heart goes out for everybody that does have it. Like, I still have compassion for those that still have to pay their debt. But I just lost my train of thought.
So just talking about more things that your mom sowed in you and the harvest from it all.
Thank you. See, it's in there. So another thing, because my mom was very diligent with how she spent money, and I say a part of it, she had to be very careful with it because she was a single parent with 2 children, with minimal support from anyone else. And so she had to make her money stretch a little further than other people's maybe. So, a lot of things she did was, she was frugal with things, but it ended up working out and teaching us how to value certain things, not to be wasteful. Not to be like, we learn not to, I don't know if we learned not to ask for stuff because we didn't think we could get it, or we just really didn't want for anything. But we were rarely those children that asked for like extravagant gifts, like, oh, I want a PS5. Like, we just didn't ask for that kind of stuff. And so like we just learned very early on to value different things. So like you found a great deal, that's great. Like you found some quality clothes or quality shoes or quality car or whatever it is, and you just put a lot of value on it because it's like, man, my hard-earned dollars went towards this. So you just learn to have an appreciation for your things, because it took time and money to get it. And if your money is not abundant yet, then you appreciate it all the more, because it's like it might have took a while to save up to get whatever you have.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things I see now. I mean, as parents, it's natural for us to want to give our kids all the things. It's natural for us to want them to experience things and even play out our childhood once, by overindulging our kids. But it's also equally important that they learn the money lesson attached with it, right? So they learn the value of the things, because I run money camps for kids. And so a lot of times in those conversations, I'm asking them just to do like a temperature check. How much are these shoes? How much does that cost? Some of them know, and then a large number of them do not, because we as adults sometimes just give without making sure they really understand the value of the things they're asking for.
Yeah.
So I think that's so important and such a distinct lesson that we have to make sure this next generation learns. Yeah,
absolutely. Because when it came time for us, like it helped out, because when it came time for us to start really buying more things for ourselves, we knew like, okay, if I want to buy these clothes for back to school time, then I can't go crazy this summer. I got to have enough money to buy my clothes, buy my shoes, or whatever. So it's just like you learn to appreciate your parents' money. When it came time for you having to buy stuff, you didn't have to learn. I didn't have to learn the hard way of like overspending 1 month. Again, remember, I learned that lesson one time. So when you learn to value your parents' money, it's really easy to transition it when your children start making their own money, that they value their own dollars then too, and not as wasteful. So again, like that is the power of money camps, like what Holly is doing, just like really instilling in them those basic principles of the value of money, learning how to manage it, learning how to think about it and consider it. Because I mean, I got friends, I got stories about friends. Y'all don't want y'all children to be like some of my friends.
Man, if the streets could talk. Now, if you want to share some story, if you want to share one of those 2 stories, I'm interested in hearing of them. Just change the name to protect the innocent.
Oh Lord. Let's see. So we got friends that would get in car accidents multiple times with like, and just be very casual and nonchalant about it, because the parent really didn't do a good job of instilling like, this costs money. It was just replace. I'm like, no, like a car is not cheap. Like that's not like a pack of gum. You don't just replace that easily. That's hard-earned money. And depending on what you do, if you like more of a blue-collar job, that's weeks of work to replace that. And her mom did have like a regular job. That's weeks of work. Or either you're putting yourself in more debt to appease an ungrateful child. That's really what it is. When you kind of just doing things very casually and not thinking about the consequences of how it affects you or anybody else. Like, that we don't want them type of children.
Yeah. And so one of the things that my parents did, while they didn't teach us all the things, they did set expectations for us, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I know made a difference is my dad would regularly talk about how he wanted each of us to move from home into our own house. Like he just talked about the value of owning your own home before you get your car, before you go do XYZ. I want you guys to be able to move from this house, the house you were born and raised in, into your own home. But it was because he set that expectation that it was possible to us, right? And then I'm the youngest of my sisters. So when the first one achieved it, oh, now I see it being done. So now I know I can do it. Now I know it's achievable. Then the next one, then the next one. And so I'm curious if there's a piece of advice or some expectation that your parents set early on or either repeated multiple times that you ended up following through with, that really played a role in your being financially stable or secure.
Yeah. One expectations, I like how you put that, was that you're going to college. Like it wasn't a question. Like she never asked us if we wanted to. You're going to college and you're going to do better than me. And so that was the expectation. Go to college. Because, back then, that's what you did to make good money is you go to college and get a job. So, we followed the standard, but it was go to college so you guys can do better than me. She didn't like everything that she did in her life was so we can have more of a head start than she had. She was very sheltered as a child. And so for us, she made sure we was exposed to everything. Like if we want to play sports, play sports. She put us in academic programs. Child, that's how I ended up in math and science because she saw that, I'm so serious. She saw that I was really talented and really good at math. So y'all, she went to my 8th grade math teacher and was like, if you know any programs that Michelle can go in, like, could you please let me know? And my teacher took her up on it and followed us like, hey, there's this like girls camp, like, it's about math. I think it was just math at the time. You could put her in. So I was in this little girls camp. We met at the school a few times. And there we had something. And they were like, if you win this or get your name drawn, you get a scholarship to go to a summer program where I won a $500 scholarship to go to a summer program. And that summer program was at North Carolina Central University. And that is where I went for undergraduate. For my undergraduate degree was North Carolina Central University, where I majored in secondary mathematics and education. So it all started with the expectation that like, you're going to go to college. I want you to stay planted in this field that you seem to be really good at. And she nurtured that. And so that's what I did. I went to college. And so I could do better. That's what all parents want than she did. And so I did. Like I bought my house at 26. I had a good, teaching was but now I have a better paying job. Well, honestly, even teaching, like where my salary at teaching at the master's level was probably around, better than what she was doing because like my mom, she had 1 year of college and she went to the Air Force. And at that time she was working like as a secretary and then she went over to the post office. So it took her years to probably like, just make $40,000 in North Carolina. So like that's saying a lot.
Yeah, no, it's so important. And it really is, parents, if you guys are listening, watching this replay, we're just talking about how important financial literacy at a young age is, right? And so Dr. Michelle is a product of that. Her mom was very intentional about talking to her about money management, where she was debt free with 3 degrees, graduated with higher education degrees, debt free, went on to buy her first property at 26. And it really just lays a solid financial foundation. So I know I share my story often, but I'm here to tell you that the exposure, that the money conversations you have with your kids, that the money lessons that you take the time and are really intentional about talking to them about, they will pay off. You may think they're not listening, but they're listening. It's getting stuck in there somewhere, right? And so then you just come and work with someone like me, right? And I'm going to reinforce the message, say it in a different way, present it in a different light, right? But it's just to drive that point home. And so, Dr. Michelle, I just really appreciate you coming on so that other people can see just how important it is. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but there are statistics that show the value of teaching our young people financial literacy at young ages. It allows them, young people who learn about saving, they will save more, right? They will avoid debt, right? They will, when it comes to their personal debt and their personal finances, they will make different decisions, right? And they will have the confidence to do it and to know that this isn't the best decision for me. They will think about their future, right? And so they will look for those alternatives to make sure it keeps them in a great financial position. And so, Dr. Michelle, before we jump off today, I do want to hear about what you have coming up. Again, if you are watching, if you are just joining us, my name is Holly, and I invited Dr. Michelle on today because she has been really instrumental helping me develop the data behind my business, right? So that I can tell better stories based on the information that I collect around my programming, around what you guys tell me you want, right? Because at the end of the day, we're here to serve you. But Dr. Michelle, I want you to just share what's something that you have coming up.
Yes. So as Holly shared, I help business owners. So, hey, all business owners out there, if you're on your entrepreneurial journey, no matter where you are. So I help other business owners strategize and optimize using something that they probably have never thought about, never, it's just at the back of their mind, not even in their mind, it's just not thought about at all, which is data. So all my degrees, I became a data scientist. And so I've seen the power of what I do for large industries. I work for a large health insurance company. And so they were late to the party. Think about all these amazing other companies that have been doing this for years. And that is how they stay on the cutting edge, which is leveraging data. We so freely gave it to Facebook years ago, and they're using it now to make money. And so you as a business owner can do the same thing. All you do is first thing you can do is register to come to my free training where I'm really just talking about it, going into more detail about what it means to leverage your data, what's this power that I'm talking about. And then just kind of implement some of those things because like Holly said, you'll be able to take something away and do something immediately. So I want you to meet me there, powerofyourdata.com/training, or if you just put in powerofyourdata.com, it'll pop up. Register for the free training that takes place on December 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I promise you, you're going to walk away. Your mind is going to be blown. Okay. Like blizzon.
I love it. And I can opine on this because I attended the training and set up a strategy call with Dr. Michelle following it. And she was immediately able to give me identify some areas of missed opportunities that I could be gathering more information to again help accelerate my business. So I appreciate that. And so I'm so glad we had that conversation and even learn more about your story. And I so appreciate you coming on. I have dropped the powerofdata.com/training link in the chat. I also have it shown up on the screen. So you guys can catch the replay or just go in the chat and grab the link. But you don't want to miss this if you are an entrepreneur and looking to use data to help you grow your revenue. Okay. So thank you, Dr. Michelle. Please let everyone know where we can find you and follow you after today's conversation.
Yes. So my business is actually called Mogul Beginnings Data Consulting, and it's mogul, like MOGUL, like you a millionaire mogul. So I'm everywhere on Instagram and Facebook, and a little bit on TikTok, but Instagram, Facebook are my main places. Mogul Beginnings, one word, Mogul Beginnings.
Awesome. So I am typing that I'm typing that in the comments as well. Follow her at Mogul Beginnings. And then, so I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to phase you out and just give some quick reminders to everyone who joined us today. So thank you, Dr. Michelle. If you are looking for some great gift ideas, I need you guys to stop playing around and go ahead and download our free holiday gift guide. All right. Download our free holiday gift guide. It's filled with gift ideas that will help you quickly and smartly shop for everyone on your list. I'm talking everyone. How great would it be for you to get a share of stock from one of your favorite publicly traded companies? It's possible. Check out this holiday gift guide and learn more about it. And I will see you guys next time. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more great money tips, money information. Thank you guys for joining, and I will be in touch soon. Bye.